Lovers, welcome back to another video after a very long time. In this video, we will cover very important topic of Django, which is authentication system. So before starting how to use authentication system in Django, first we will see what is authentication system and why it is very important. If we see most of the website, approximately all the websites in the internet, all the website uses sign up, sign in, log out, login. This all thing, which means the restrictions user can access how many pages and which pages only user can access and which pages admin can access. This all the restrictions are controlled by authentication, or this is the generalized meaning of authentication. So authorization and authentication in Django are inbuilt. Django provide many features, many inbuilt features in their authentication system, which we will see when we create our own sign up, sign in, or a registered page in the Django in this video. So why we will use inbuilt authentication? So it most of the things we don't write from scratch. Django provide inbuilt, and it is very easy to use. Now Django contrib.auth. This module contain handle all the authentication files of Django. And in this video, we will use Django authentication system and create our own register, sign in, login, and logout page. So without wasting any time, let's begin the video. Here we will initialize our project in this directory. First, you need to install virtual environment for creating a virtual environment. Now, why virtual environment is very important? So if you want to create some specific version of any module, like any framework, like you want to use Django 2.1 something, and in your base environment you already installed Django 3 point something. So if you want to use previous version, then you can create our own virtual environment, and in that you can install that specific version of Django. So that's why virtual environment is very important. I already installed in my system, but for you, you want to just run this command pip install venv, and the module venv install in your system. Now after installing virtual environment, we need to create our virtual environment. So by writing python m venv, and now you name your virtual environment as your base, like I want to name my env. This will create a virtual environment in your directory, like you can see here, my env folder, name folder created in my authentication directory. We use this command dot slash my env slash script activate. This will activate our virtual environment. If we enter, then you can see here my env is activated. Now in this environment we need to install Django. Install if install Django, and this will install Django in our virtual environment. Installing Django, we have to create our project in this directory. So by for our project creation, we run this command Django admin start project. So for my project, I will choose the name authentication. Write a wrong spelling by mistake, but it's okay. So for your project, you can choose the name of your project as your wish. Now, if we continue, and after that we have to go to the project directory. So we will write cd authentication. So after we come to the project directory, we need to create a app. Now, what is app? So you can understand that by example of microservices. Like in a large project, we divide small portions in microservices. Like if we create a e-commerce system, so in the e-commerce system there is a specific service, like payment system, card system, or admin system. So these large projects divide into small problems or small services. So this is called microservices. Now in Django, we create apps for different operations. Like if we want to create registration, so we will create a app named register. If we want to create a payment system, so we will create another app named payment system. So this is how it work. Now for creation of app, we use the command python manage.py start app. Name, I will just my name. I will write. So I will write name register. So it will create a app name register in my project directory. Now after creating the app, we have to list our app in the project. So for that, we go into the main project folder authentication, and here is a file named setting.py. In that setting.py, we have to list our app. So we'll go to the directory and go to the setting.py and list our app the same name register in the setting.py. Now we can save the setting.py. After that, I will give you a brief about the file structure in app or in Django project. So in our app, there is a file named views.py which handle all the function related to the app. Like we want to switch from one page to another page, and like we create any functionality like log in, log out, all the function written in views.py. It handle all the functions of our app. Models.py, it is also very important file in our the Django project. In models.py, all the work related to database, all the table creation, all the things related to database like CRUD operation, all the things handled by this model.py. And the migration command or init.py command, it is also very important. uh, it is related to that database also. When we create any model in our model.py in database model or create any table, so we run a command python manage.py make migration. So it will check all the changes in database and it will save that changes temporarily in init.py. After that, we will execute a command python manage.py migrate. By this command, it will do all the changes in main database. And by default, Django uses SQLite database. If you want to change the database, so you can change from here. You can you can write any database you want, like SQL or anything, Postgres. Like SQL, Postgres, or any other database, whichever database you want to use, you can change here and use that database. But by default, it use SQLite database. So the next thing is url.py. This file handle all our URLs. Like in a single project, we create number of pages like home, about, courses, or anything, contact us. Different pages we create in a single project. All the links of that project, all the links of that web page handled by this url.py. And we can create a separate file for each app, and we can create separate files for each app in url.pys. Like in the register, we can create our own url.py, and that url.py use by this main url.py. So uh, it will little bit easy the structure, easy to read structure. So if we use all the apps url in a single in this single file, we will confuse in a more complex project that which url from which app, like this kind of thing happen when we work on a large project or a complex project. So this is the basic file structure of our Django project. Now we can move to the next thing. We now we now start our project, start creating our registration app. Like first we go to the views.py. So we need four functions. Like for sign up, so we can create sign up page request pass. Like this, we can we have to create a login page, we have to create logout, we have to create home page. So I will create that. I list all these views, all these function in our URL, so we can change the link and go from one page to another page. Like, so we will use path. First, we need to import views. So from register, import views. Save. mm, First views dot sign up page. Our name is sign up. So this line means if the user come to a project or website, by default it will open sign up page. Next, I will copy paste this and create 4 more links for our login, logout, and homepage. So in main url.py, by using path, we can create as many as link we want for our project. So this is the main function or the main functionality of url.py, that it handle all the links of our project. Now, if we go to the use.py, first thing first, we in our web browser, we need to render a HTML page. So for that, we want different HTML pages, like for login, for sign up, and for homepage. So I already created that page. So I just copy paste that page in our project. Like, so in this template folder, I already create all the pages. So I just copy paste it. So Control C. And after that, for the rendering purpose, we need to give the path of our template folder, so Django project can understand where the HTML file are, where the actual location of our HTML files in the project. So we need to uh, define the path of the template folder. So for that, we need to go to the setting.py and in templates. Here are the templates. We just have to name our directly templates. By doing that, setting.py, the Django project understand what is the location of our templates folder for the HTML, rendering the HTML pages. So after that, we just go to our app and go to the views.py, and for rendering, we just write return render and the name of our HTML file, which is signup.html. So signup.html. We get save. Now, if we run our project by python manage.py run server, we go to the link. Okay, here's I do some mistake. Oh, in views.py we have to return the request also, then HTML page. Now, so I done a mistake in the return in the sign up function. We have to return the request also when using the render function. Now for creating users, now for creating now for the sign up functionality, we have to create actual user in our database. So for that, we will use the inbuilt authentication system. So before that, we need to create our database. So for that, we will run a command python manage.py, make migration, make migrations. After that, Python manage.py migrate. So by using this command, it will automatically create inbuilt table or inbuilt permissions in our database. Now we need to create a super user. So Python manage.py create super user. So first it will ask our username. So I will then admin, email address and password and next password. And yes, uh, if you if you create a project which you will be deploy later on, so you must have to create a very strong password for that. It will protect us, or it will protect us our website from hacking. Now if we run our server again and go to our website and go to admin panel, so you will see our dashboard. Admin, admin. So you can see here Django admin dashboard. Here all the users, all the database related things, all the things are done in this admin panel. In short, we can say that all the permission means all the authorization related things we use admin panel, and all the authentication related thing we use authentication system. Now if we go back to our code and for now in our HTML, sign up HTML, there are uh, four fields like username, email, password, and confirm password. So we need to uh, we need to get this all the things from user, which is by using this HTML page, and store it in our database and create the user by by all these data. So for that we will use from Django dot contrib dot auth dot models import user. So in the starting of this video, I already told you that all the authentication related thing are handled by in Django are handled by this Django contrib.auth. So from that in the models we import user. It just in simple word we can say that it will automatically create a user in our database. We don't try to create our own table for user in models.py from scratch. It will create automatically. Now if we go to our sign up page and in sign up the HTML we define a method equal to post, which means we get the data from the user by post method. There are two type of method. If we go to our Canva, we go to Canva and there are two types of method: get method or post method. So these two type of method used for getting data from user. So they both have their own properties. Like when if we use get method, so in get method all the data uh, from the user fetch through links, which mean all the data are accessible, or all the data is not protected. data is not protected because it will visible to anybody. Like data, we can get data from this type of link which are visible, so it is not protected. So for the very for people credential information like password, username, email, for this kind of thing we will mostly use post method. So in post method, all the data is very secure. And the other thing is there is no limit. We can fetch as many data as we want, but due to but in get method there is a limit for the data, because all the data we will fetch from the link. So that is why we will use post method here, not get method. So now we get all the information, all the data from the user through that post method. So we will write if request dot method equal to post. So what we will do, we will create variables like for username, we will create request dot post dot get. We will see what is the name. So name is username. So copy and paste it here. And similarly, we can get all the data. So we just copy and paste all the thing. Now for check that all the data is fetched or not, we print all the variables in terminal. So email, name, oh sorry, user, or we will pass one, pass two, and we save that and go to our sign up page. And like for we enter any data 1 2 3, confirm password 1 2 3, and if we click sign up button, all the data which will be filled in the sign up form print here. So that means our function work properly. So now after getting all the data in the variable, we need to create a user. For that we already import the user from our django.contrib.models, so we will use that. So what we will say, we will say if pass1 is not equal to pass2. So what we will do, first the other thing we will also import HTTP response. So if the password is not same, then what will we do? We will return a HTTP response that your password is not same. Else my user, we will create a user dot models, user dot object dot create user, and we will pass all the variables like user, email, password, and after that my user dot save. So now if we create pass any data like 1 2 3 3. Sign up. So it will say password is not saved. So please, I will uh, 1 2 3 1 2 3. What happened? Wait a minute. Oh, there's a problem. I write the variable name wrong. Here is password 2. If now we save and now we enter the data and go to sign up. So it will create a user. For checking that, we go to the admin panel, and in user there is a user named AD. So that means our sign up function work properly. So in brief, I will uh, tell you what how this function is working. At first, we will check if the request method is post or get. If the request get method is post, we will fetch all the data from the sign up form. And the next condition, if the password 1 and password 2 is not equal, then it will give the response that your password is not same. Otherwise, it will create a user or object in our database by with the help of this user login page. So here we will check the spelling. Login. Okay. And we will import that redirect from here. And here our sign up function is created successfully. Now we will create our login function. So in the login function, first we will render our login page. So return render request login. Login.html. If we go to login, it will render our login page. So what we have to do, we just give our user and password, and we want that it will redirect it from login page to home page. So for that, we check if request dot method is equal to post. Then what we will do, we will create function variables user and request dot post dot get. And in login page, what are the variables? Variables are mm, 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 mm. username, and for password it is password. Okay, now we will enter here username, and for password, so after that we will use inbuilt authentication from Django. So we will import that. So from Django Django.contrib.auth, we will import two things. First is authenticate, and the second thing is login. So it is very easy. We don't need to create that from scratch. We just use that authenticate function and login function to login our user. So we will use, first we will create a variable my user, then we'll use authenticate, and user name is equal to user, comma, password is equal to pass1. Here we will send the request also and save this. So by this single line, we can easily authenticate our user. Now, if we check the condition, if user is not none, if my user is not none, then what we will do, we just log in that user. Login request user, my user, and redirect it to the home page. So redirect, sorry, we will write return redirect to the home page. No, right, the name home. We save that, and in home page we just need to render our home page. Return render home request home.html home.html. We save this, and in logout we just need to redirect it to the sign up or login page. So redirect login, return redirect. So now we see our login page function. So in login page, first we will fetch the data for user and password from the user. Now by using that authenticate from the inbuilt authentication of Django, we will authenticate our user. If user is not none, then we will use login function and login our user to the page, and then redirect to the home page. As we know, user as we know, we want to user give their username and password, and we have to redirect it from login page to use home page. So that function done the same thing. Now after that, if we save this, and if I previously create a user for username AD and password of that is 123, we log in. Now we will redirect it to the home page, and if we log out, we redirect to the login page. So this is a basic functionality of our login, logout, and sign up by inbuilt method authentication system. So, but there is one problem. If we open that in incognito mode, and we need to log in here, no, incognito mode. So if we create a new user, like, and the name of the user is A, email is a@gmail.com, and password is something 123, and if we sign up, now if we log in for same name 123, it will go to the home page. But there is a catch. If we open a new tab and same thing we paste, and now if link we write home, it will again redirect it to the home page. But that is not good. We need to restrict that page. If user are registered in our application, so it will access the home page, otherwise it will redirect it to the login page. So for that we will use decorator from Django dot contrib dot auth dot decorator. We will import login required. By using that, if we here write @ login required and save that. And after that, we will close all the tabs, and we will now open a new private tab and login directed to the home. It will show page not found, which means it will restrict the access for the page home. So this is all about authentication system, how we will use authentication system and create our own sign up, sign in, and login, logout functionality in our Django app. If you stuck at something, just rewind the video, watch it again. If you don't understand, just comment it down. If you really enjoy the video and learn something from that video, just hit the like button and press the subscribe button. We will meet in the next video. Goodbye.